So, Ali, we talked about Republicans wavering perhaps on Ukraine support. What about on Israel? Some of that has been made conditional as well. It looks like they want to extract whatever they can to continue to support there going forward as well.
Yeah, and that is perhaps surprising, especially because of the ways we've seen Republicans, even in the House, be such staunch defenders of Israel. I think that many of us believed that after they put a speaker in place, which they did after several weeks of tumult, that they would move forward to quickly sending aid to Israel. What we watched instead was the newly minted Speaker Mike Johnson then tie that Israel aid to budget offsets that actually didn't offset or pay for the aid, but were also non-starters on the Senate side of this bill. Some concern about putting conditions on aid to one of our closest allies. That is how you ended up with this much larger supplemental package, which pulls together Ukraine, Israel, Taiwan, and border conditions. It's something that the administration itself was the initial catalyst for action. They're the ones who pulled this package together in that form, thinking that border security conditions would pull some reluctant Republicans to the cause of Ukraine, and that Israel aid would also pull in some Republican support. Instead, what we've seen is we've watched Republicans, both in the House and Senate, really leverage this as a moment for the United States to look to its southern border. They have said that in the same way that they want to send aid to Israel, to Ukraine, they also need to deal with the American border crisis that they see happening. And so we're watching them continue to play this game of, frankly, political chicken with border security and sending aid overseas. I imagine that's what we're going to hear from Speaker Mike Johnson when he meets with Zelensky himself later today. But I do think it's important to underscore that even Republicans who have been supportive of Ukraine aid, people like Senator Lindsey Graham, for example, have said that they think that this is really a mission to fail for Zelensky coming here and having to effectively have senators say no to his face for more aid because they cannot come to some kind of bipartisan negotiation or bipartisan consensus on the border pieces and the immigration pieces of this supplemental package. Immigration, we know this. We've covered it for years up here on Capitol Hill. One of the thorniest issues that Congress has yet to contend with, frankly, because every time they seem to come to some kind of bipartisan consensus, it then falls apart before votes can happen on it. And so substantive change on immigration reform, now tied to equally thorny issues on the world stage, it's really a recipe for inaction up here.
You know, Jen, listening to the news these past 15 minutes, gives you somewhat of a sense of the weight of the presidency. I mean, Ukraine, Gaza, immigration, political squabbles between Republicans and Democrats. Among the president's jobs, and you know the president, how much do you think it weighs upon him the definition of maintaining the dependability of the United States to our allies around the globe, as well as history's harsh judgment on what is happening right now?
I think it weighs incredibly heavily on his shoulders. I mean, this is a person who has been in public service since he was in his 20s, and he has served much of that time working on national security issues. And when I worked for him, one of the things I was struck by is that, you know, he still holds on to, which is one of the qualities that is appealing to people, the old rationality of Washington, right? The days where you could work together on things where there should be agreement on. There should be bipartisan agreement that we need to support the Ukrainians in the fight against Russian aggression, right? It shouldn't be wrapped up in a political cudgel. And so he holds on to that rationality and optimism of sorts, which you need to have as president. If you don't have that, how are you going to achieve anything? But to your point, and you know him as well, I think this weighs the history aspect of this, the legacy he's leaving, however long he's serving in office, I think weighs heavily on his shoulders, and the impact it has on global order, because that's how he has lived his life in public service.